Let's practice simplifying algebraic expressions using substitution. So the very first thing that we're going to need to do is identify what it is that we're substituting. So when I'm looking at number 1, I can see it says 6w plus w, and it wants us to replace the w with the 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite the 6, and I'm going to keep rewriting this expression, but instead of the w, I'm going to rewrite 3. So let's pop that on in there right now. And that looks great. So what I did is I took this 3 and I just popped it in there and in there. Great. So next what we need to do is think about how to approach this. I know that if we follow order of operations, we're going to multiply before we add. And I can see that when we have two numbers separated by this parentheses like that we have right here, that means we're going to multiply 6 times 3. And 6 times 3, of course, is 18. Plus, and now we're just going to bring this down, plus what? Plus 3. 18 plus 3 is 21, and that's our answer, easy. Let's take a look at this next one. 8b plus b. Alright, so we're going to rewrite this expression for number 2. 8 open parentheses plus open parentheses, and then instead of b, right, we're going to write 9. Great. 8 times 9 is 72. We know this is multiplication just like before, plus 9. And I know that 72 plus 10 is 82. And that's not what this is. It's 72 plus 9. And instead of 82, it's going to be 81. And that's our answer. Nice. All right. Looks good. Let's keep moving. Let's keep practicing. All right. So this one might be a little bit more tricky. I can see it says for number 3, 6s plus 3s, and we're going to be substituting 5 for s. So like always, I'm going to rewrite the equation, and instead of the letters, I'm going to put these parentheses, 3 open parentheses. Great. Instead of the s, all right, we're going to write 5. So right there, I'm going to write 5 and 5. And so now we can move left to right. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 3 times 5 is 15. So 30 plus 15 is 45. Great. That looks amazing. Let's keep moving. Here I see we have 4r minus r. And it says use r equals 3. We're going to substitute 3 for the r. So when I'm looking right here, I see this r and this r. And we're going to remember that this r is going to be 3. So I'm going to rewrite the equation. 4 open parentheses minus open parentheses. Let's change the r to 3. Great. 4 times 3 is 12. Minus what? Minus 3. 12 minus 3 is 9. And that's our answer. Alright, so these are pretty easy. Let's take a look at another one. So we're going to be still simplifying, but there's a little bit more to what we're doing. So like before, I'm going to rewrite the equation. And so I see that here, instead of s, we're going to substitute 8. So I'm going to rewrite negative 2, open parentheses, plus 7, open parentheses, 4 minus 9. Now, instead of s, I'm going to do open parentheses and then close parentheses. This s is equal to 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw an 8 right on in there and an 8 right in there. Okay, so if we follow order of operations, we know that we need to do what's inside the parentheses first. Now we have two operations inside. We've got this subtraction, right? And we've got multiplication. So the first thing we're going to do is, inside the parentheses, is 9 times 8, which is 72. And now we're going to simply bring down this. And I'm going to bring this down just so I don't get confused. So now I know it's 4 minus 72. And so 4 minus 72 is negative 68. And that's going to stay right on inside this parentheses. Great. We're going to now carry down the rest of this. We're going straight down. Wonderful. Now 7 times 68. I can't do that in my head. Well, it's negative 68. So what I'm going to do is on the side, I'm going to do 68 times 7. Just like that, old school style. 8 times 7 is 56. Put the 5, carry the 5. 7 times 6 is 42. Plus 5 is 47. I haven't done this in a long time. All right. What I also know is that a positive times a negative is always going to be a negative. So this is negative 476. So what I'm going to do is drop this down so this becomes minus 476. And I know that negative 2 times 8 is going to be negative 16. So negative 16 minus 476. And we can actually just add this. And it's going to, if we add a negative, it's going to give us what? Well, I know that 6 plus 6 is 12. Carry the 1. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. And then there's nothing right there, right? So just bring down the 4. And so the answer to this is 492. That was kind of tricky. There was a lot going on there, right? But if we follow the steps and we do what we've learned all year, you guys should definitely be good. Let's do one more. All right, let's take a look at number 3. All right. It says 9c plus 2, open parentheses, negative 6, plus 3c. Como siempre, we're going to rewrite the equation. And instead of the variable, we're going to do open parentheses. Okay. So now what I know is that the c, we've got 2 c's here, right? One right here and one right here. I'm going to replace it with 4. And I know that because I'm looking right there. Great. So now what we're going to do is work on the inside of this parentheses. 3 times 4 is 12. And I'm going to carry everything down. So I can see now it says, we'll bring this down just so we stay focused. Negative 6 minus 12 is going to be negative 18. Still in the parentheses. We'll carry this down. And we can do this right now. 9 times 4 is 36. Great. We're not done quite yet. I now see that we have a 2 next to the negative 18. We're multiplying. So 2 times 18 is 36, and 2 times negative 18 is going to be negative 36. And so now when we bring this down, it's 36 minus 36. 36 minus 36 is big fat goose egg. It's a 0. This is our answer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions about how to do this, please let me know. Good luck.